On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, Twitter's days may be numbered, as a blockchain-based alternative is being developed that has no central authority, is decentralized, is censorship resistant, and allows users to monetize their activity. All of that coming up on today's episode of the Cryptoverse, so stay right there. Hi there guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney, the founder of Cryptoversity, the online school where you can learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. Find out more at cryptoversity.com. So let's get into it. Introducing Zephyr, a decentralized micro-blogging application to replace Twitter. Now, you know, I get a lot of praise from users now and again about how much they benefit from watching the Cryptoverse, but it really hit me yesterday about how much I actually get from the audience, right? And today's episode of the Cryptoverse is a perfect example of this. Because, for example, last Friday, when I put out the episode on this CoinDesk article, I spoke about Bitcoin Egypt in that episode, and I also talked about the Naval Ravikant prize. So this article talks about Naval Ravikant, one of the original investors in Twitter, and his plans to sponsor a prize for whoever develops the best Twitter alternative built on blockchain technology, right? I then went on in that episode to suggest that someone should build a Twitter alternative on the Steam blockchain. Well, no sooner had I said that than someone actually tweeted me and said there's a Steam user who's been working on such a project since May of 2017. I was not aware of this, right? So that's what I mean when I say that I get just as much out of this as you, dear viewers, as you get from me. And that's the way it should be, right? Remember the fourth habit. It's win-win or no deal. Now, by building Zephyr on the Steam blockchain, it fulfills all the criteria that Naval Ravikant lays out for his competition prize in that CoinDesk article, right? He wanted a Twitter alternative with no central authority where users could monetize their contributions, but the bit he left out was, which Zephyr is getting because it's being built on Steam, is the censorship resistance, right? You could say this is the same as having no central authority, but I personally see those two things as separate features. And not too surprisingly, Zephyr are posting their project updates on Steam. So if you'd like to follow them on Steam, their username is @Zappl, Z-A-P-P-L, just L, right? Apple with a Z on the beginning. So we can have a look at their Steam account right here, Decentralized Microblogging, but let's have a look at some of their screenshots that they've been posting. They've been posting a few teaser videos showing them demoing the app, but let's take a look at the actual screenshots. That's the login page. It just has a username and password box in it. Then you see the main interface once you've logged in. Now tell me, does that or does that not look exactly like the Twitter interface, right? I think this is key because the more familiar the experience is, well, then the easier it is for people to switch apps, right? Because there's just no learning curve, right? The important difference with Zephyr, of course, is that the platform has its own currency, which is displayed in one of the other screenshots. And of course, the internal currency is going to be Steam. But not only that, they can also clone Twitter's ad system by using the promoted posts feature, which is also built into Steam, where you can burn your Steam dollars to get posts featured in the promoted section. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's why I said I knew Steam was the ideal toolbox upon which to build a Twitter alternative, because it already has all of the functionality built into it. Re-steaming for retweeting, commenting, voting, liking, whatever, that kind of thing. And naturally, Zephyr are also building a mobile app, which they show in another demo video on one of their posts. Here's the iOS version, and they're going to post an Android version shortly. Now they do list the features that they plan to launch with, which is right here, a 240 character limit, either between 210 and 240 characters, you know, the main feed type of thing, the ability to look at followers and who you're following type of thing, categories and tags that's built into Steam, logins, the wallet interface, promotional system, and it says embedding Twitch, YouTube, and other forms of media. So they're going to launch with the ability to put pictures in there, and that's kind of key, right? You don't just want text-based updates. And then they say their plans for future are things like emoji support, multiple languages, uploading images directly to their platform, private encrypted messaging, polling, tipping, an internal market, ? And block trades integration for other gateways out to other cryptocurrencies, right? So we've listed those as the future features. And if you go to their Steam profile, which I'm here on it again, you can scroll all the way back 4 months and read their entire history step by step, watching the project progress, including the original mini crowdfund that they did, where they only wanted to raise $32,000. I actually tracked down the original Zapple token, which they issued on the BitShares exchange, and is also now trading here. It's trading against BitShares. Now, if you want to buy these tokens on the open market, you can do, but looking at their more recent posts on Steam, it looks like they've moved on from this, and they're looking to raise much larger amounts now. They have an investment post, which I'll bring up here, Zapple Inc.'s investment post. And interesting enough here, they are only accepting US citizens as investors, which is the complete opposite of how it normally goes, right? They're actively seeking a maximum of 100 investors who are willing to invest a minimum of $12,000 each. So, if you are a US citizen and you're interested in becoming an investor, I'll put a link to that investment post in the YouTube description so you can follow up with them yourself. For me though, I'm going to be following the project very closely and will be one of the first people to use it when it launches. You know, I was going to say there, I was going to say I'll be the first person to sign up, but because it's built on Steam and in the list of features it says it's going to use Steam Connect, that means I can just log in with my existing Steam account, right? Which has my reputation and all of my influence already built up and stored in there. So I'll end on that very important point. Since Zapple is built on Steam, it already has a ready-made pool of users ready to bootstrap the platform as soon as it launches, right? There's an incentive there for Steam users to use Zapple because the more attention that is spent on Steam-based apps, the more value is created for Steam, it raises the value of Steam, and it benefits the entire ecosystem as a whole. Alright guys, thanks very much for joining me today. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new around here, get subscribed. And if you would like access to my very best material, such as my structured online courses, where you can learn things like how to make and save money with Bitcoin, check out cryptoversity.com. Alright guys, that's all for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.